fewer babies born in America last year than at any time since Ronald Reagan. That is what's not. The birth rate is way, way down.
It is. In 2018, 3.79 million births. That's down 2% from 2017, down 4 years in a row, 10 of the last 11. The reasons being given, including teenagers and unmarried women having fewer babies, lower Hispanic fertility rates, and the rise in women obtaining college degrees. What does this all mean? Well, the disturbing trend is that the fertility rate falling below the replacement level. In other words, the workforce becomes too small to support the growing retiree segment. It's a very troubling trend. As you've said before, we've seen it in Japan, Italy, and elsewhere, and it's not a good trend.
You have in a lot of modern societies, Western societies, you've got more and more older people retiring, being supported by
fewer and fewer
actual people working, who are in turn having ever fewer babies.
Right.
It's an impossible situation.
Right.
I mean, Japan is in dreadful shape because of this.
But partly that's Japan's immigration policy. What this really calls for is a sensible, self-interested immigration policy for the United States, because we have jobs available. Problem in Europe, where they have the same issue, is there are no jobs.
Shah Gilani, you put your economist hat on for a minute. Lowest birth rate in, I think, what, 32 years?
Yes.
What does that actually mean for our economy?
I think eventually it will translate to higher inflation. I think it's going to require an increase in labor costs because if fewer laborers and workforce shrinking, that means the remaining workers are going to demand more wages and they're going to be able to get them. And as the eventually continues to grow, I think we're going to there's no inflationary signs anywhere right now, but that can change in probably a few quarters or certainly a year or two for sure to be a serious problem.
I would say lower productivity as well, with the older folks leaving the labor force and then the younger folks, which there aren't a lot of, to pick up the slack. I think productivity might be a concern.
Who would have thought we'd open the show with something's up in Iran and then the birth rate falling to the 32-year low?